I saw my son's car and decided to surprise him for his birthday by hiding in the back seat with his gift. Then he got in with someone who said, "Your pathetic mother won't be a problem much longer." I couldn't believe who was sitting next to him. If you're watching this, subscribe and let me know where you're watching from. My name is Dorothy Sullivan, but everyone calls me Dot. At 63, I thought I'd weathered enough storms to last a lifetime. I was wrong. It was March 15th, Marcus's 35th birthday, and I had his favorite chocolate fudge cake from Henderson's Bakery sitting in my lap, a single candle already perched on top. I'd been waiting in his Honda for 20 minutes, a giddy anticipation bubbling inside me like a teenager planning a secret rendezvous. The surprise birthday visit was going to be perfect, a sweet reminder that even though life had changed, some things never would. Then I heard the distinct crunch of footsteps on the gravel driveway, and I instinctively ducked lower behind the driver's seat, barely containing my excitement. The car door opened and Marcus slid into the driver's seat, but instead of starting the engine, he paused, a pregnant silence hanging in the air. Another door opened. "Are you absolutely certain about this?" a woman's voice asked, laced with a chilling impatience as she settled into the passenger seat. I almost gasped out loud. It was Vanessa Brooks, his business partner. The same Vanessa I'd championed 2 years ago when I practically begged him to consider her for the role, lending him $30,000 to expand his marketing firm. "Undoubtedly," Marcus replied, his voice devoid of warmth, a stark contrast to the affection he usually feigned. "The old bat signed everything over to me after Dad died. Power of attorney, beneficiary changes, the works. She was so pathetically grateful for my help with the paperwork." My blood turned to liquid nitrogen. What paperwork? What changes? "And the house?" Vanessa asked, a predatory gleam practically audible in her voice. Marcus chuckled, a sound that made my skin crawl. "Already in my name. She doesn't even suspect a thing. I told her it was just updating the deed for tax purposes after Dad's death." The cake box trembled in my hands, threatening to spill its sugary contents. My house? The house Frank and I poured our blood, sweat, and tears into building 41 years ago. "Your pathetic mother won't be a problem much longer," Vanessa said, her voice dripping with venom. "Once we're married, we'll tuck her away in Sunset Manor. She'll be grateful for the peace and quiet." Married? My son was engaged, and I had to learn about it by hiding in his car. "The nursing home costs will quickly deplete whatever paltry savings she has left," Marcus continued matter-of-factly, as if discussing the weather. "But that's not our concern anymore." I pressed my hand to my mouth to stifle a scream. This was my son, my baby boy, who used to seek refuge in my arms during thunderstorms. The child I'd sacrificed everything for after his father died 3 years ago, selling my jewelry to pay for the best schools. "What if she figures it out?" Vanessa asked, her voice laced with a hint of anxiety. "Vanessa, she won't. Mom trusts me implicitly, always has. It makes this almost insultingly easy." The engine roared to life, and as they drove away to celebrate his birthday, I sat in stunned silence in the back seat, holding a cake for a son who was plotting to discard me like yesterday's newspaper. But Marcus had made one crucial mistake. He'd underestimated his pathetic old mother. The 20-minute ride to whatever fancy restaurant they'd chosen felt like an agonizing eternity. I remained hidden, my mind reeling as I desperately tried to make sense of the betrayal I'd just witnessed. When the car finally lurched to a halt, I waited until they'd sashayed away, their arms entwined, before gingerly slipping out and summoning a taxi. Back home, I sat in my kitchen, the untouched birthday cake a cruel mockery on the table. The same kitchen where I'd patiently taught Marcus to crack eggs without getting shells everywhere, where I'd helped him navigate complex algebra problems every night through high school, where I'd held him and cried with him when his father took his last breath. How had I been so blind? How had my devoted son transformed into this heartless stranger? The truth was, I hadn't missed the signs. I'd simply chosen to ignore them, desperately clinging to the illusion of the loving son I remembered. It started right after Frank's funeral. Marcus had been so solicitous, so attentive, a veritable pillar of strength. "Mom?" "Let me handle the paperwork," he'd said, his eyes filled with a convincing concern. "You're grieving. You shouldn't have to burden yourself with all this tedious financial stuff." I'd been pathetically grateful, overwhelmed by loss and drowning in a sea of insurance forms, bank documents, and legal jargon I couldn't decipher. When Marcus offered to navigate the labyrinthine bureaucracy, I'd blindly signed whatever he placed before me, trusting him implicitly. "Just a formality, Mom. This gives me permission to act on your behalf if you're ever incapacitated." That's how he'd deceptively explained the power of attorney document. "We need to update the house deed for tax purposes now that Dad's gone." That's how he nonchalantly described transferring my home into his name. I'd entrusted him with my entire life. My brilliant, successful son who ran his own thriving marketing company. Why wouldn't I trust him? The warning bells had been ringing, albeit faintly. The way he'd curtailed his visits unless he needed something. How he'd become evasive when I inquired about his personal life. The palpable discomfort he displayed the day I'd casually mentioned updating my will, and he'd swiftly changed the subject. And Vanessa, I should have seen through her saccharine sweetness from the very beginning. The way she'd shower me with compliments and feigned affection when she wanted something, then barely acknowledge my existence otherwise. I'd even generously helped pay for her marketing certification courses, foolishly believing I was investing in his future. My phone rang, jolting me from my morbid reverie. Marcus's name flashed on the screen. "Hi, honey," I answered, forcing a cheerfulness into my voice that felt utterly foreign. "Hey, Mom. Sorry I missed your call earlier. Vanessa and I were out to dinner celebrating my birthday." The casual lie rolled off his tongue with alarming ease. "Oh, that's nice, dear. How was it?" "Great. Listen, I wanted to discuss something with you. Can I come over tomorrow? There are some financial matters we need to address." My stomach plummeted. "What kind of financial matters?" "Just some routine updates to your accounts. Nothing major, but it's essential we handle them promptly." "I'll bet it is," I thought, a bitter taste rising in my throat. "Of course, honey. Whatever you deem necessary." "Perfect. I'll be there around 10. And Mom, don't fret about anything, okay? I'm taking care of everything." After he disconnected, I sat in the deepening gloom of my kitchen, Frank's portrait on the mantel, a silent witness to my despair. My husband had always been the cautious one, the one who questioned people's motives and never took anything at face value. I'd been the trusting one, perpetually seeing the best in everyone, even when it was glaringly obvious they didn't deserve it. "Well, Frank," I whispered to his photo, my voice cracking with emotion. "Looks like you were right to worry about people taking advantage of me." But Frank had also imparted a valuable lesson. When someone reveals their true character, believe them the first time. Marcus had unequivocally revealed the kind of person he'd become. Now it was time to strategize how I was going to confront it. I tossed and turned all night, haunted by vivid nightmares. Every time I drifted off, I heard Vanessa's chilling words, "Your pathetic mother won't be a problem much longer." By 6 a.m., I was dressed and ready, a steely resolve hardening my gaze. If Marcus harbored the delusion that I was just a helpless old woman ripe for exploitation, he was about to receive a rude awakening. I might be 63, but I was far from defeated. My first port of call was Henderson's Bakery. Irene Henderson had been my trusted friend for 2 decades, ever since her bright, bubbly daughter was in my 3rd grade class. "Dot!" she exclaimed, her face lighting up when I entered. Don't tell me Marcus didn't rave about his chocolate fudge cake. I made it with extra love. Actually, Irene, I need to ask you something, and I need your absolute candor. I leaned across the counter, my voice barely a whisper. Has Marcus ever been in here with a young woman, blonde, early 30s, impeccably dressed? Irene's expression clouded over with concern. Well, yes, several times over the past year. They seemed quite intimate. Intimate how? She glanced around the empty bakery, then lowered her voice conspiratorially. Dot, they were holding hands, exchanging kisses. Last month, they came in to browse wedding cakes. Wedding cakes? The confirmation hit me like a physical blow, stealing my breath. but I masked my emotions with a practiced neutrality. Did he introduce her as his fiancée? I assumed you were aware, but I figured maybe it was a surprise or something. A surprise? That's one way to characterize it. Irene, I need you to promise me you won't divulge this conversation to anyone. Can you do that? She nodded vehemently, her features etched with worry. Dot, is everything okay? It will be, I said, surprised by the conviction in my voice. My next destination was First National Bank, where I'd been a loyal customer for 35 years. Linda Peterson, the affable branch manager, greeted me warmly. Mrs. Sullivan, what can I assist you with today? Linda, I need to meticulously review all my accounts, every single one, and I need a comprehensive list of who has access to them. Her smile faltered slightly, a flicker of unease in her eyes. Is there a cause for concern? I sincerely hope not, but I need to ascertain. What Linda revealed sent shards of ice coursing through my veins. Marcus wasn't simply listed as a co-signer on my accounts. According to the documentation I'd purportedly signed, he was designated as the primary account holder. I was relegated to the position of a secondary party on my own bank accounts. When did this alteration take place? I asked, fixating on documents that bore my signature, yet I had no recollection of signing. Let me verify. It was approximately 18 months ago. You and Marcus visited together. You appeared slightly disoriented about the procedure, so Marcus elucidated everything. Disoriented? That's what they'd attribute it to when they ultimately confined me to the nursing home. Poor old Dot. So muddled about her finances. Linda, I require copies of everything. Every document, every signature card, every modification made to these accounts within the past 3 years. Certainly, Mrs. Sullivan. Is there a specific matter that's troubling you? I considered my conversation with Marcus, his nonchalant mention of financial matters we needed to address, the wedding cakes and nursing homes, and how pathetic mothers eventually ceased to be problematic. Let's just say I'm suddenly intensely interested in comprehending my financial standing. As Linda diligently printed the documents, a realization dawned on me, a realization that should have instilled terror, yet strangely didn't. I was utterly at Marcus's mercy. He held dominion over my money, my house, potentially my entire future. But Marcus had committed a fatal error. He'd presumed I would remain perpetually ignorant. Game on, sweetheart. The documents Linda furnished me with depicted a horrifying scenario. Over the preceding 18 months, Marcus had systematically dismantled my control over my own existence. My savings account, my checking account, even my CD investments had all been transferred to his primary control. But what truly caused my hands to tremble was the insurance paperwork. Frank's life insurance policy, the one meticulously designed to provide for me for the remainder of my days, had been altered. Marcus was now the sole beneficiary. I slumped in my car in the bank parking lot, scrutinizing page after page bearing my signature. Some I vaguely recalled signing, the majority I didn't, but they all appeared authentic. My phone vibrated with a text from Marcus. Running a few minutes late, Mom. See you at 10:30 instead. Perfect. That granted me additional time to prepare for our enlightening little financial discussion. At home, I meticulously spread all the incriminating documents across my dining room table, the same table where we'd shared birthday dinners and holiday feasts, where Marcus used to tackle his homework while I graded papers, where Frank and I had meticulously planned our retirement. I dialed my dear old friend, Ruth Miller. If anyone possessed the knowledge to navigate this treacherous situation, it was Ruth. She'd weathered her own turbulent family drama when her stepson attempted to contest her husband's will. Dot, you sound distressed. What's amiss? I recounted everything. The overheard conversation, the bank documents, the power of attorney. I don't remember granting him complete control, though. Oh, honey, Ruth gasped when I concluded. This is elder financial abuse. It's far more prevalent than people realize, and sadly, it's typically perpetrated by family members. What recourse do I have? Firstly, you need a seasoned lawyer, someone specializing in elder law. Secondly, you need to meticulously document everything. And thirdly, you need to exercise extreme caution. If Marcus discerns that you're onto him, he might expedite his timeline. Expedite how? The nursing home. Once you're deemed incompetent or confined to a care facility, it becomes significantly more arduous to challenge these arrangements. After Ruth provided me with the name of a reputable attorney, I sat transfixed, staring at Marcus's senior portrait on my mantle. Honor roll student, Eagle Scout, business degree from State University that Frank and I had diligently sacrificed to finance. When did my accomplished, ambitious son morph into this calculating stranger? The doorbell chimed precisely at 10:30. I swiftly gathered the incriminating papers and locked them away in Frank's old filing cabinet, then proceeded to answer the door. "Hi, Mom." Marcus leaned in to kiss my cheek, and I had to summon every ounce of self-control not to recoil. He looked impeccably handsome and undeniably successful in his impeccably tailored navy suit, brandishing a briefcase as if he were presiding over a crucial business negotiation, which I suppose, in a twisted way, he was. "Coffee, honey?" I inquired, ushering him into the living room. "Sure, thanks." He ensconced himself in Frank's favorite armchair and opened his briefcase. "So, I wanted to broach some changes we need to implement regarding your financial structure." "Oh?" I positioned myself across from him, hands folded demurely in my lap, the embodiment of an acquiescent elderly mother. "Your accounts are becoming rather intricate to manage. I propose we consolidate everything into a single account under my complete control. That way, you can relinquish the burden of balancing checkbooks or monitoring multiple statements." Relinquish the burden. How extraordinarily considerate of him. "And there's another matter," he continued, his voice smooth as silk. "Vanessa and I are getting married." I arranged my features into an expression of feigned surprise and delight. "Marcus, how marvelous! When?" "Next month, a small, intimate ceremony, exclusively for immediate family." Immediate family. I wondered if that included me, or if I'd already been deemed too pathetic to merit inclusion. "We've been exploring housing options," he elaborated, "and we've discovered the perfect property, but will require additional capital for the down payment." Here it comes, I thought, bracing myself. "I was contemplating selling this place. It's far too expansive for you now, and the escalating maintenance costs are becoming prohibitive. There's an exceptional senior community across town, far more conducive for someone your age." Someone my age. Not a nursing home just yet, but rapidly approaching. "I'm not sure, honey," I said cautiously, feigning reluctance. "This house is imbued with so many cherished memories." Marcus's expression tightened almost imperceptibly, a fleeting glimpse of irritation. "Mom, you need to adopt a pragmatic perspective. You can't reside here indefinitely. What transpires when you can no longer navigate the stairs? When you necessitate assistance with everyday tasks? I'm perfectly capable at present, for the time being, but we must proactively plan for the future. Trust me, I know what's best." The unadulterated arrogance radiating from those 4 words stole my breath. I know what's best. Not what's best for me, but what's best for him and his nefarious agenda. "Well," I said slowly, drawing out the word, "I suppose I should contemplate it." Something flickered across his face. Impatience. Frustration. "There's not much to contemplate, Mom. The housing market is currently favorable. If we delay too long, we might forfeit this opportunity." Our opportunity. As if divesting me of my home was somehow a mutually beneficial enterprise we were jointly undertaking. "Permit me to deliberate for a few days," I said. Marcus's jaw clenched almost imperceptibly. "A few days might prove detrimental. The house Vanessa and I aspire to acquire won't remain on the market indefinitely." And there it was. The authentic timeline, the driving force behind his charade. Not my well-being or my needs, but Marcus and Vanessa's house-hunting escapade. "I comprehend, honey, but this represents a significant decision." He snapped his briefcase shut, the sound reverberating sharply in the tranquil room. "Fine, but don't dawdle, Mom. Opportunities such as this rarely present themselves twice." As I escorted him to the door, I realized the profound irony of his statement. Opportunities rarely present themselves twice, and he'd unwittingly presented me with mine. After Marcus departed, I sank into Frank's chair and placed a call to the attorney Ruth had recommended. Attorney Patricia Webb specialized in elder law and had successfully navigated countless cases akin to mine. "Mrs. Sullivan, based on your account, we need to act swiftly. Can you come into my office this afternoon?" 2 hours later, I sat in Patricia's office, observing her as she meticulously scrutinized the bank documents, her brow furrowing with increasing concern. "This is meticulously crafted," she declared finally. "Your son didn't merely capitalize on your grief. He orchestrated this systematically over several months. Is there anything I can do to salvage this?" "Potentially. But firstly, I must pose some delicate questions. Do you recall signing these power of attorney documents?" I closed my eyes, mentally retracing those harrowing months following Frank's death. "Some of them. Marcus assured me I needed to sign paperwork so he could assist with managing things during my bereavement, but I don't recall bestowing complete control." That's the insidious nature of these situations. Predators often strike when their victims are at their most vulnerable. You were contending with profound loss, and Marcus exploited that mercilessly. The word predator stung, causing me to wince. We were discussing my son. What are my options for recourse? We can contest the validity of the power of attorney documents, arguing that you lacked the requisite competence to sign them due to your grief and emotional distress. We can also initiate a case for elder abuse, encompassing both financial and emotional dimensions. But Mrs. Sullivan, you need to grasp a crucial point. And what is that? Once we initiate this process, your relationship with Marcus will be irreparably shattered. Family court cases such as this have the potential to decimate families. Are you prepared for such a consequence? I reflected on the conversation I'd overheard in the car. Vanessa labeling me pathetic, Marcus orchestrating my placement in a substandard nursing home, their mutual desire for me to cease being a problem. Patricia, what relationship? He's already unilaterally decided I don't warrant consideration. Then let's ensure you matter profoundly. Patricia elucidated the process. We'd need to amass irrefutable evidence, document his financial manipulations, and demonstrate unequivocally that I possess the competence to manage my own affairs. The endeavor could span weeks, potentially months. The paramount objective at present is that Marcus remains blissfully unaware that you suspect his duplicity. Can you maintain that pretense? Can you effectively portray the role of the trusting, naive mother while covertly gathering evidence of your son's treachery? Could I? Could I summon the fortitude to smile and feign ignorance while secretly documenting my son's betrayal? "Mrs. Sullivan, are you quite all right?" I lifted my gaze to meet Patricia's, a stranger offering to assist me in fighting for my very existence, and made a resolute decision that would irrevocably alter the course of my life. "Yes, I can accomplish that, but I must inquire something of you beforehand. Is it permissible to record conversations in this state?" Patricia's lips curved into a smile, the first since my arrival. "Why do you ask?" "Because Marcus intends to conduct another financial discussion with me next week, and I surmise that a transcript of that discussion, revealing his machinations to defraud his pathetic old mother, would prove invaluable." "Mrs. Sullivan, I believe you're going to navigate this with remarkable resilience." As I steered homeward, I passed the nursing home Marcus had alluded to, Sunset Manor. I'd traversed that route countless times, never truly registering the building. Now, I scrutinized its features. The diminutive windows, the residents languishing on the porch in wheelchairs. Was that the setting Marcus envisioned for my final years, warehoused alongside strangers while he and Vanessa luxuriated in my home and dissipated my life savings? Not if I had any say in the matter. But firstly, I needed to arrange a conversation with Vanessa. It was time to properly engage with my prospective daughter-in-law. Ascertaining Vanessa's address proved surprisingly simple. Marcus's marketing company website featured both partners, complete with professional headshots and contact information. Vanessa Brooks resided in a trendy downtown loft, the monthly rent of which likely exceeded my income for 6 months of teaching. I parked across the street and adopted a position of surveillance, Patricia had strongly advised me to meticulously document everything, constructing a comprehensive portrait of Marcus and Vanessa's relationship and financial standing. If they were conspiring to pilfer my assets, I wanted a thorough understanding of how they were deploying those funds. At 11:30 a.m., Vanessa emerged, clad in a designer workout ensemble that likely exceeded my monthly grocery expenditure. She slid into a brand new BMW convertible and accelerated towards the upscale district of town. I tailed her to the Prestige Fitness Center, where monthly memberships commenced at $300. She remained there for 2 hours, then rendezvoused with a friend for lunch at Romano's, undeniably the most extravagant restaurant in the city. As I watched her revel in laughter and order wine at noon on a Tuesday, I questioned the source of their funds. Marcus's marketing firm was undoubtedly successful, but not successful enough to sustain luxury vehicles and lavish lunches unless he had supplementary income streams, such as, for example, unimpeded access to his mother's life savings. That afternoon, I drove by the property Marcus and Vanessa were allegedly contemplating purchasing. The real estate sign remained, and I carefully recorded the agent's contact information. The listing agent answered on the second ring, cheerful until I said my name. Silence, then a brisk cough. "Oh, you're Marcus's mother. He and Ms. Brooks submitted a cash offer through an LLC this morning. Title search flagged a quitclaim on your residence. We'll need your confirmation." My spine went cold. "Email me the documents," I said, voice steady. I forwarded everything to Patricia, then set the recorder by the sugar bowl and baked a pie, the weapon of choice for mothers at war. When Marcus texted, I replied, "Coffee tomorrow. Bring Vanessa. We'll finalize." Outside, dusk pooled like ink. Inside, I laid out 3 cups and a pen that never runs dry. So, there you have it, Dot's story so far. A heartwarming birthday surprise turned into a devastating betrayal. But it ignited a fire in a woman who refuses to be underestimated. This is a story about the strength of a mother's love, the pain of shattered trust, and the unwavering spirit that can emerge even in the darkest of times. It's a story about reclaiming what's rightfully yours and fighting for the life you deserve. But the battle has just begun. Dot's gearing up to confront Marcus and Vanessa, armed with her wit, her memories, and a whole lot of courage. Will she be able to outsmart them and reclaim her life? You'll have to tune in to part 2 to find out. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Dot's journey so far. What are your predictions? Have you ever experienced anything similar? Leave a comment below. We're eager to read your insights and answer your questions. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss part 2. We'll be diving right back into the action, and you won't want to miss a single twist and turn. Plus, subscribing means you'll be notified whenever we upload new videos, so stay tuned and get ready for the next chapter.